These dreams that I'm about to tell you about happen a lot. Hey guys, it's Maggie. So my video today isn't normal like usual. We're going to be doing stories that are dreams that I've had before, really weird dreams, mostly scary. The reason I'm outside is because we're packing in my room and I have nowhere else to go. So let's get started. So this first dream, like these are all basically reoccurring dreams. This first one I have every couple of years and it kind of adds on. So it starts with me seeing through my eyes, of course, and I'm in this like lab and there's this mad scientist. He has the typical like spiky mad scientist hair. It's weird. And on the table next to him is this huge eyeball. It's at least this size and it has veins and strings coming off of it. And it looks completely dead, lifeless, right? And it just comes alive out of nowhere, you know? And it spits eyeballs out of its pupil, like smaller eyeballs out of its pupil. So it spits the eyeballs into the scientist's eyes, and the scientist falls dead. And then it's like I'm watching a movie. It's like I'm not even there. So the eyeball leaves, and I remember it going into my old school, which is really close to here. And sorry, this dream is really weird. And it goes outside and goes into my school and starts shooting kids with its eyeballs, but it always hits directly in the eyeballs and it kills. And I'm watching this and I'm like, I can't help my friends, what do I do? And it's going on a rampage around town, everywhere. Like it's going to the mall, to Zellers, to everywhere, and killing people. And all of a sudden, the dream stops. That's where it stops. And then a couple years later, the dream starts again. It all happens the same way until I get to Zellers, and I'm actually there this time. It's not like I'm watching a movie. The eyeball, it looks at me, and the doctor's there, the scientist, he's there, he's alive, and he's controlling it. And he points at me, and I'm like, oh crap, like what do I do? And I'm running, and this is as I'm a kid too, so this is creepy. I haven't had this dream in years, but I'm running from it, it's spitting eyeballs at me. And I'm pretty sure, if you've seen The Vampire's Assistant, there's something called Vampanese. They're kind of like a vampire, but not. That comes out of nowhere. And it's so creepy because now there's a Vampanese chasing me and an eyeball. And it was so weird. And back then it was really scary. And it just reoccurs a lot. This next dream, I wasn't actually planning on telling you guys, but it just popped into my head when I said Vampanese. So, I'm at my old school in Alberta. And hello dogs. They're looking at the squirrels, by the way. I'm sorry if they're making too much noise. And I'm running from a Vampanese, but it's not one from the movie this time. It's like this, now that I look back on him, he was really attractive, but like, I don't know if I've seen him in person before. I don't know where he came from. He's not an actor. He was just in my brain, and he was chasing me, and I was terrified out of my life. And I remember I got to the top of the playground in my dream, and you know, it's like fire poles. It wasn't there in my dream. I couldn't get down, and this lava came everywhere on the ground. I couldn't get off the playground. This Vampanese is just standing there, and he's like telling me, it's time to die, or something like that. Oh, that was a squirrel and scared me. So I'm just standing there, and I'm scared out of my mind, and all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, this isn't real. This is just a dream. So I just fell back into the lava and died. That's how that dream ended. And it was really weird, and I didn't understand it. That squirrel's looking at me and it's freaking me out. Hello! I have dreams about the end of the world a lot. Like, it's really weird. They happen at least once a month. For the past 3 years? No, I don't know. So I'm gonna tell you about a few of them. My first one, I'm in my house, as usual. And all of a sudden, I look outside, and all of a sudden I'm at my school. And I'm like, why am I at my school like this? This is weird. And I'm looking up from this like hall. There's a big hall that's like kind of upper above my school. And I'm with a few friends, and then this huge tsunami comes and goes over the school and kills everyone. And it was like terrifying. And I'm pretty sure I can vaguely remember this, but I remember where I was in my school and everything was on fire and everyone was dying. That was my end of the world dream number one. One that I had a few months ago was where we were out in this country house. Like, it was kind of flat and there were kind of rolling hills. I think I was in Alberta. All of a sudden I see these tornadoes strike down, and they're all over the valley. There's more than just one. They're everywhere. And they're coming closer and closer to our house. I'm watching our house, not our house, houses be ripped apart. And my father was outside with me, so was my mother. And this person that we were staying with told us to get down in her cellar. And we all did. We all went into the cellar. We're hiding in there. We're like, oh crap, I'm scared. And then I look around and I realize, and I'm like, where's my dad? They would not let me leave to go and find my dad. When the tornado stopped, when it was silent, we went out and he was gone. There was blood, like people fell, they were dead, they were on the ground, our houses were smashed, like it was, and that was the end of that dream. I also had one not too long ago. It was scary. I'm trying to remember it now. It's like all of a sudden just gone. The province of BC is on fire. Like, everyone knows this. It's like burning everywhere. There's smoke everywhere. So I had this dream one night. Everything was burning around my house, and my parents weren't home. I didn't know where they were, and it was terrifying because everything's burning to the ground, and I just couldn't handle it. And I remember, I think I was in my house with my dogs, and I just remember everything burning, and that's my other end of the world dream. Like, that was, I had them a lot, and they're really weird. Kind of freaks me out, because, like, I'm Christian, most of you would know by now, and we all believe about the rapture and stuff, and, like, all of us Christians just disappear, and children and animals were all gone, and some people are left down here who don't have Christ, I guess, and, like, who don't believe in it, who, other than children, and in my dreams, I'm still here while everything else is happening, and it freaks me out, and I'm like, why would I still be here? Like, it's just so weird. Yeah, so that's something that happens a lot. These dreams that I'm about to tell you about happen a lot, like, a lot. Like, oh my goodness, like, at least every third day, I guess. But I always have dreams where I'm in public or something, and all of a sudden I feel my teeth, and one of them falls out in my hand, and I'm like, that's really weird. So I'll go to the bathroom or something, and I'll go like this or something, put my hand in my mouth and be like, what the heck's going on? And then I come out with a handful of teeth. Like, I'm not bleeding or anything, my teeth are just falling out. And then I start choking on my teeth because they're all coming out. And then I'm like this, and I'm like trying to get them out, but they keep growing back in and falling out. So my dream keeps continuously me with teeth falling out, and it's so weird, and it always happens. Okay. I was gonna be done with my dreams today, but another one just came to mind, and I'm like, hey, I gotta tell this one. So, I'm at an airport in my dream, and I think that I'm there for my sister's wedding. I think we're in Mexico. I'm not sure because I've never left Canada, so I wouldn't know. And we walk out and there's a big beach. And I remember we're all partying. We're like, yeah, it's beach time. And I'm there with my best friend. We're all hanging out. And I brought my little dog, my little Boston Terrier, Jojo. And all of a sudden, I'm like, hey, this isn't real. This is just a dream. This isn't supposed to happen for months. But then I kept rolling with the dream. And I'm like, this is chill. And I'm like walking. And all of a sudden, some of the popular girls in my school show up. And I just start walking with them, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in the group. And then they just stop talking to me. Then I'm walking, and I realize that no one else is walking with me, and I'm like, what the heck? This isn't fair. And so I go into this big room. No, I haven't done that yet. Never mind. But in this dream, again, I'm like, hey, this is just a dream. I can do what I want. And then I start spinning, like, on my belly. I'm spinning on my belly in my dream, and I fly into the air, and I'm spinning, and I'm like, I'm flying. And then all of a sudden, my brain convinces itself, it's like, actually, you're just awake and imagining this because you don't want this dream to be over. And so I was like, oh, never mind. And so I fall back to the ground, and then I realized, I'm like, this is still a dream, though. And then my brain forgets it's a dream. And I walk into this big random room in the middle of the beach, and I see my dog, and she's on this table, and I'm like, Jojo, what are you doing in here? So I go to grab my dog, and then this other woman walks in, and she's like, no, that's my dog. And I'm like, excuse me? That's my dog. Like, that's my Jojo. What are you talking about? And so I go to grab my dog, and she's like, no, her name isn't Jojo, it's Felicia. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, no, she's my dog. That's not Felicia, that's Jojo. That's my Jojo. And I was like, don't touch my dog. And I went to grab her, and then this woman, this freak of nature, takes out this huge like needle thing and stabs my dog with it and puts something in her. And also my dog's radiating with radiation, and she's dying. And I'm like, I'm crying, and I'm like, my dog, how could you do this to my dog? And I'm like freaking out in my dream. The woman disappears, and I fall on the ground, and I'm like holding my dog, and I'm crying, and I'm like, Jojo, don't leave me. And then my brain goes back to, hey, this is just a dream, you know. And then in the dream, I'm like, no, I refuse to believe it's a dream. And so I'm still holding my dog, and I feel like this dream goes on and on because I'm just holding my dog for I feel like 10 minutes. And all of a sudden I wake up and I'm crying and I'm angry and I'm like, that woman in my dream, gosh, I want to kill her. And then I was like, oh wait, Jojo's laying right beside me. Yeah, so that's it for today. Like and subscribe if you want more. If you want more videos like this, tell me in the comments below. And if you don't, again, tell me in the comments below. Have an amazing day, and see you next week.